My friends and I were discussing investing in multifamily homes, and I said it has been challenging to find good investment opportunities. So they asked me, isn't that true that every house has a buyer? Then I explained to them about how I define it as a good investment opportunity when it comes to buying multifamily real estate. The first thing I look at is its lot size. You might say, I already know that. Land is one of the biggest factors that influence its resale value. But do you understand why? Because real estate without much land is also selling. Prior to 2017-ish, people used to like condos converted from two-family homes. They liked the fact that they only had one other neighbor. They didn't mind living above or below another neighboring unit. On the other hand, many people did not like living in a larger condominium community. They were worried about dealing with too many neighbors, and they were worried about things such as noises.
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you!
And some of them didn't like the feel of living in a hotel. But people's preferences have shifted since about 2018. A lot of luxurious condominium buildings have been constructed with much higher standards of workmanship, styles, and amenities. And they're often constructed in the most convenient locations that attract both young and senior residents. Many people are no longer in love with those condo units converted from 2 or 3 family homes as much as they used to, except for one scenario. That is townhouses, also known as attached single families, where you don't have another neighbor living above or below you. What does it tell investors who want to bid on multifamily properties? Your investment properties can increase in equity the fastest within the shortest period of time if the lot size is big enough so you can divide your multifamily homes into 2 or more townhouses plus spaces for driveways and parking. Even if you are not flipping this home yourself, your next buyer will pay for its potential, and your renters will pay for the private yard and abundant parking. So when I look for a multifamily property for investment, it wouldn't be terribly exciting to me if the lot size is less than 0.2 acres. But I'm immediately curious and want to know more about the property if the lot size is greater than 0.3 acres. And that's typically how I advise my clients as well. However, a smaller lot size is not necessarily a deal breaker. I will still look at the bones of a property, the interior layout, structure, and the material that the house was built with have to be outstanding for me to believe it's worth considering or discussing. But then we would carefully define our ceiling price due to the lack of land. Without much potential on the exterior, the potential on the interior becomes even more critical and must be maximized in order for an investor to gain attractive cash flow over time and expect that the equity will increase significantly over a longer period of time. Then why do people still buy property without much land and perhaps the interior isn't that great either? The best buyers for those kinds of properties are buyers who have already owned several similar homes in the same area, and they bought many of those homes years ago at less expensive prices. And they have already accumulated equity and cash flow over a longer period of time. They manage their many local properties as a lifestyle through their familiar resources and network, and they know how to cut costs. And they might never resell many of those properties within their own lifetime. However, if you're a young investor, or if this is only your first or second investment property, be patient and wait for the one that would yield you the best profits. And when that property comes, act fast and negotiate with strength.